Happy Aloha Monday, everyone. We are coming to you live from Mililani. Anyways, this week's report parallels last week's quite a bit. There continues to be a decrease in the number of new listings on Oahu. However, the other numbers support a stable market. The number of new listings was down again, and this time it was down by 14%. Last week we were down by a little over 22%. So that's a little bit better. Even though the amount of movement we're having in the market is only a fraction of what we're used to seeing, less homes have been coming back onto the market. Last week it was only down by 7%. And then also there were less price decreases over the past week. We were only down by 11%. Lastly, the homes, there was an increase of about 15% of homes going into escrow. So as mentioned in previous updates, I expect to see more sizable changes in the next week or so. So 45 to 60 days from the beginning of when we were put on quarantine and the pandemic kind of began. One key indicator that we have been watching is the months of inventory, which you can see down here. Cool little graphic, kind of helps to identify the difference between the two. Another key indicator to watch is the list price to the sale price, which is actually how much are the homes listing for versus how much are they actually selling for. The number of buyers in the market create the demand and thus what makes the price shift, either left or right. So now this is something that is being looked at monthly, so there is a bit of a lag time. Comparing March of 2019 to March of 2020, there was actually an increase of 1.3% from 97.4 to 98.7% with single family homes. So what does that mean? In 2020, homes were receiving 98.7% of their list price. For condos, there was just a 4.4% increase from 97.7 to 98.1% between 2019 and 2020 March. Now moving on to the months of inventory, because we keep talking about that. If you guys have questions on what is months of inventory, reach out to me. Anyways, we are looking at data for all of Oahu categorized between single family homes and for condos. So let's first go to condos. Here we are. This is courtesy of the Honolulu Board of Realtors. It is a little bit small, so if you can see it, just pause and you can zoom in on it. It looks like the BLUF is here. It looks like between the price points of $300,000 to $475,000 tend to be higher in demand over the past 2 years. Once again, these numbers are the months of inventory. Now, for single family homes, looking at this right along with you guys. For single family homes, the demand has consistently been higher in the price points under $800,000. I believe this range is broad because the Oahu market has a consistent increase in demand and thus median sales price, which then shifts the scale to the right. So I do want to note, once again, hopefully you can see it. If you look in July of 2019, that is the middle of our peak season, summer season. And we actually had the highest months of inventory compared to now when we are in a pandemic. So homes are still selling. We do have less inventory and the demand is quite high. I do talk a little bit more about Ewa Mililani. That's in the comment section below. Lastly, our trivia. Make sure you subscribe in order to get the trivia. And the question is what state has the highest number of millionaires per capita as of 2019? And where does Hawaii fall on that list? Cheers, everyone. Stay safe and healthy. Aloha.